Hey everyone, it's Xivik, and today I want to talk to you about what Destiny actually is. There seems to be a lot of confusion on what Destiny actually is among the people I talk to about the game that haven't had any prior experiences with Destiny 1. Some people think it's a story game, others I've heard compare it to Call of Duty, a single player story with a multiplayer PvP component. I even heard some people compare it to MMOs like WoW or looters such as Borderlands or Diablo. And while all of those comparisons have some basis, none of them, in my opinion, do justice to what Destiny actually is. So, how do we explain what Destiny actually is? How do we make clear what the game is, or can be, for you? Let's just go over the different aspects of the game and you decide for yourself what this game is. The game is set in a future world where humanity prospered in a golden age by mysterious powers granted to them by the Traveler, the big snowball you've all seen in trailers and gameplay alike. After the Golden Age, other races attack humanity and everything goes into decline. Eventually, humanity is reduced to a small band huddled under the Traveler for protection in what's called the Last City, which is protected by Guardians, the players, us. They've been granted fantastic powers through the light, which finds its origin in the Traveler. The first part of the game is the story campaign. It consists out of missions that blend the open world together with instance content and cutscenes. This is the base part of the game, and you can think of it like most other single player campaigns, mixed in with some RPG elements. You find some loot, armor, weapons, you level up, you unlock abilities and perks, but the RPG element at this point serves mostly as an intro to the system. The main focus is simply the story. Once you've played through the story, or perhaps while you're still doing the story, you go into the broader game, the part that gives the game its longevity and the reason people spend thousands of hours in the first game, the larger world and group content. Group content in Destiny consists out of several activities. We'll start with the PvE ones. You have the open world, you can go into this solo or grouped, you can freely move around the open zones and run into other players with which you can complete public events. While you explore the zones consist out of repeatable missions. You can find hidden zones called lost sectors, hidden lore and loot are everywhere. The second part is strikes. Strikes are instance zones where you complete an objective with a group of 2 others. Simply put, you go in as a group of 3, you kill enemies, including a big boss fight at the end, and upon completion you gain some loot. You can think of these as dungeons in your traditional MMOs. Relatively short instance content that can easily be completed with a pickup group. Then we have raids, the pinnacle of PvE content. Although not as large scale as for example a raid in World of Warcraft, it does require time and tactics as you go in with a group of 6 players total for challenging boss fights and epic rewards. Raids are by far the most fun to do with a group of friends while on voice communication. Although with the addition of guided games, this might actually turn into a great way to meet new people in the game. After the PvE content, there's PvP content. There's not that much to say about it. It's 4 versus 4 with several different types of game modes, game types and maps, from elimination to zone control, and there's a quick play version and a competitive version. It's mostly standard stuff, at least in my opinion. It's good, it's fun, but it's not what makes Destiny. Underlying these different game types is an action RPG system of classes, where you have abilities and perks that differentiate the playstyle. They can be enhanced and customized by lootable weapons and armor, and loot is the second major system underlying the entire game. There's loot in all forms, from different types of ships and sparrows, your mount, to emblems, shaders to change the color of your gear, mods for your weapons, and of course weapons and armor themselves. So, what is Destiny? Destiny is the sum of its parts. It's the loot, the grind, the gunplay, the universe, the characters, the PvP and the PvE, the group play and the friendships you make. Ultimately, Destiny is the game you make it. Hope to see you out there, Guardian. Until next time.